Hi everyone, this is Anime Soirée, and today we're going to be talking about Doctor Stone. My name is Griffin. Today I'm joined by Kyle and Will, and we'll be talking about Season 2. We've all already seen Season 1, and I think I can speak for all of us and say that we really enjoyed it. Season 1 is really, really cool. It's a unique anime. They really showcase the science behind all of their methodologies for progressing the plot and building new inventions and using new materials, and they really break everything down, and a lot of this is reproducible. And I think that is really, really cool premise for an anime. And season two is really no different. We're going over episodes one through two, and in these episodes, we see Senku kicking off his plan against Tusaka. He is the world's strongest high school primate, and basically it's brain versus brawn here. Senku is going to be tricking all of Tsusaka's men into believing that the United States has come back from the Stone Age and is here to rescue the Japanese. And they'll be doing this using communications devices that they developed in the Stone Age. And seeing all the science behind that is really cool. And season two is really just kicking off that plan. They're in the pretty early stages of it, but what we've seen so far is pretty cool, and I am excited to see what happens next. What do you guys think?
I think it's more the same as season 1, which is always good. It's same characters, haven't changed. They're all as wacky as ever. Senku's still saying all the wacky stuff that he does, like I'm 1,000,000% sure, 1,000,000,000% sure, or whatever. Um, and then obviously Tsukasa was like, uh, I think it was middle of last season. He was like, "I'm declaring war on you, and basically after this winter is over, I'm gonna fucking kill you." So they've been preparing for this, and like we get to see few more things that they make at the beginning of the season. They make space food, which was
Oh
an interesting
yeah.
build. They make he makes a flashbang. They make like air bombs that just make loud noises. Um, yeah, nothing super crazy that they've made so far, but like more of the same. Like science is cool, and like these are some things that you can make at home, kids. Uh, and yeah, I think it's really great, and I think the ending of episode 2 was awesome because we get to see Taiju again, and Taiju's reveal, he literally, like, he, like, reaches into the ground with, like, manly man strength and pulls out this thing, and, like, he's obviously developed as a character while we haven't seen him, but he's still extremely emotional at the thought of getting back to Senku, so I think that sets us up wonderfully for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I like, I like that moment at the end where, like, tears are streaming down Taiju's face, and he's like, "Senku, I could finally hear your voice," like, they're talking on the telephone. And then Senku's like, "Yeah, I could cry too," but he literally is not crying. It's pretty funny. I don't know. Like, I like how, like, Senku is just, he's kinda smug all the time. That's pretty much his only emotion, smug and explaining science, and, I like that about it. I like Senku's my boy. Um, yeah, there's a lot of a lot of good characters in the show that I like.
I really like Senku's approach to like handling Saka. Like if I was Senku, I'd be like, okay, guys, let's just make like guns. Like let's just like shoot them. Because we make guns, like we're totally gonna win. But instead, Senku, cell phones and food so they can have prolonged like excursions, different kinds of like air, and then the little the waste bombs to
There's
distract
sonic
them.
bombs or something like that, yeah.
It's all very calculated approach from Senku, and I think he's coming at this from like a very low key profile, not really trying to hurt anybody approach, which I think says something about Senku. Though he's all about science and all this other stuff, but it seems like he's a pretty moral person despite all this. How brutal Susaka is and how brutal the world they're living in is. He's still willing to, basically try to handle this problem as morally and with as few casualties as possible.
Yeah, and he kind of, when Gin presents him with his plan, which is to basically like imitate the I don't remember what her name was, but like
The singer lady.
the singer, and basically use her voice or like or use an imitation of her voice along with the recording to kind of convince everyone in Tsukasa's camp that like America is back, baby, and they're
Hmm.
coming with guns
Hmm.
and they're fucked basically, and there's no way that they're going to be able to live in the Stone Age anymore. Um, so, basically trying to convince everyone to leave Tsukasa without actually any like conflict. He's trying to do a bloodless siege, as he says. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I think that like Senku's biggest thing is that and this is kind of like how he contrasts with Tsukasa is like Tsukasa. He thinks that he is should be the one who decides who lives and dies. He thinks that basically, and the way that he's going to do that is just that like if you're old, you're corrupt, and you are not worth living. But like if you are, young, then you should live. But Senku, he doesn't even want to think about that. Like he's like, you know what, I'll leave that to like other people. That's not where my strengths are. My strengths are just in like science and stuff like that. And so and kind of like by like saying that he doesn't have the right to decide who lives and who dies, he ends up being more moral than someone like Tsukasa, who is like attempting to make those like moral decisions. Where Senku is kind of just like saying, "That's not my place."
I feel like Senku's plan is kind of bad.
Well, there's
Like,
no like if they find out, they're screwed. They address that.
well, yeah, but how are they
Yeah.
gonna? They're not gonna. How can they trick? Like, they're gonna say, "Okay, America's back, baby." Okay, well, let's ditch Tsukasa. So they ditch Tsukasa, and then what? They go back to their place, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, America wasn't there." I think they
Well,
Well,
mentioned
I
it
think
though.
that
I
like the plan is that once they see how nice it is to live with like Senku on like the in the village and shit. Well, no, no, no. The actually what they specifically say that like the only reason that they're all following Tsukasa is like because he's Tsukasa and like
yeah,
he
yeah,
has like this like
exactly.
magnetic personality. And so they're like, all right, once we like get all of his supporters to leave, we'll capture Tsukasa. And then they won't have any like what are they gonna do? They're like they're not the ones who are like super dedicated to this philosophy of killing all adults. They just like it because like Tsukasa kind of like gives them a cushy position. Like
Okay.
they can kind of just they have like hot girls there and stuff. Like they basically just so like yeah, like once that's not an option, then they'll have no choice but to join the kingdom of science. And Senku's gonna be like, we got good stuff here. We got ramen, we got Coca-Cola, we got cotton candy. So yeah, I mean that's the plan at least. So we'll see how it plays out.
I'm curious. I feel like this is gonna be wrapped quickly. Like they are making moves on the plan already. They already basically have. I'm curious to see like what the conflict is after this. I know I'm reaching pretty far ahead, but like I feel like it might have to do with the source of the stonifying. Not sure.
Yeah, that's got to be
Yeah, I mean
addressed
that's definitely an
eventually.
open question at this point.
Yeah.
Is the stone what caused it and where did it come from? That kind of thing.
I was hoping we're getting a lot more like information with the pink-haired girl. I can't remember her name right now. But I was hoping like because they like gave her Momiji, I guess
Homura.
is the character's name, but they gave her the cotton candy in the last season. I was expecting that to play a role. Like maybe she would join them, or like something. But like she just like does not care at all. They gave her the cotton candy, and like when she first sees the fact that they might have radio or like some kind of communication device, and that she sees the fake antenna, her first instinct isn't like, "Oh my god, they have radio. Maybe I should stick around. Like these guys are on to something." She's like, "I gotta destroy that." I'm like, okay, like so they're giving you cotton candy and now they might have radio, and you're not gonna be like, okay, these guys are kind of badass. Like I gotta maybe hang around with them. I don't know. I think she'll eventually come around, but I feel like her character would have been a bit should have been a bit more impressed by the feats that these guys have come up with. Just in general, like maybe that'll be a recurring thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it also kind of like I feel like if she like came around, it would almost be too easy just because like literally like Senku has been able to convert so many people onto his side. Like he has an entire village at this point, and he was able to like convince Gin to like come over from Tsukasa's side. So I don't know. I feel like there needs to be some stakes for the Stone World.
Yeah.
You know, there
I
needs
feel
to
like
be.
that's so realistic though. Like all these people that have actually experienced what it's like to live in like a modern century, like all these amenities that Senku's making, like if somebody else had those, I would 100% join them. Like if I had
Yeah,
experience with them, they're for sure.
yeah. That's one of the things that I really like about the show in general is like that it just like people their lives are better because of what Senku is doing. So it's like it makes sense that he's able to get a lot of followers because like he's just improving people's lives because that's what like technology does.
I like how like with the sorry, what was the pink girl's name again?
Homura,
Homura.
Homura.
Homura,
I
yeah.
like how they like introduced her as like a gym before the Stone World though. I like how they do that pretty kind of like somebody with a talent or
yeah. Those are the people that Tsukasa is like
oh
interested in
Kyle,
reviving.
your mic's
Kyle, your
coming in.
mic's not.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Because those are the people that Tsukasa is interested in reviving. You know,
yeah,
uh he's
Yeah,
trying to revive like
athletes.
physically strong people. And
yeah.
also it makes it a little bit more believable like when you like get I mean from the very first season when you get a flashback of like of Tsukasa going like or we like learning about how he's the strongest primate and then like the first thing that we see is him like just punching a lion. Like it
Yeah.
makes it a bit more believable that like he's punching a lion that we got that flashback before because otherwise they'd be like who's this kid? Why is he punching a lion? But now I'm like, okay, well, at least he's the strongest primate, so it makes sense.
I like in episode 2 we get the scene with them like in front of all those statues that he's sectioned off. Like, all right, these are the people I'm gonna revive next. And like Magma is just like, I will destroy all of.
Yeah,
I thought that scene with Magma was so funny. And he's just like he gets so angry during that scene, and he's like about to break all these statues, which is like generally a smart thing. But then they're like, no, 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 no. These people aren't gonna revive with like some intent to kill us. Like they're only joining Sukasa because Sukasa is Sukasa. So like if we revive them, then they might just join us. Like don't need to kill them. They haven't done anything wrong yet.
yeah, yeah. I thought that scene was really funny. Magma is a you know he's a funny character.
He's a
He's like
character.
a he, and it makes sense like that. Like he like you know that there are certain people that are actually kind of worse off because of what Senku is doing because like you know he's kind of like putting everyone on equal footing, but that means that the people that were stronger before are now like that strength is kind of worth a little bit less than it was before. So it kind of makes sense that like he's a little like peeved by this whole development. I mean, yeah, he
Oh,
gets like nice food and stuff, but
well, in the
he's
long run, he's
he
better
doesn't
off.
even like he would probably be married to Ruri if it wasn't for Senku. So it makes sense that he like doesn't love with Senku.
He'll be better off in the because some guy has big. Definitely don't want him.
Yeah, yeah, the village is definitely better off for it for
I
sure.
mean, he'll be better off for it eventually. Like once they tackle this, then Senku can like make even more stuff just to benefit them. So even if I was Magma, Magma would I'd probably Senku be
Definitely see
awesome
like
shit.
some future conflict with Magma and like Sukasa and Sukasa trying to convince Magma like, all right, come over here. If you're strong, you're fucking gonna get all the babes.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see if he's fully converted or not. If that conflict
I mean, we
happens.
did have the kind of like the he did save Senku at the end of the last season. So he definitely doesn't like hate Senku or anything anymore. At one
Yeah,
point he did for sure.
he
But like
definitely seems
he's
like he's
definitely
pretty
like
on board.
on Senku's side, but like I don't think that he's super thrilled about his whole situation, I guess. I don't know.
Uh, I haven't really rewatched the opening, but I didn't have any bad impressions of the first time I watched it. Thought it was a little catchy.
Yeah, I don't think it was as good as the first one.
First one was the first two openings, like because the first season had I think it had two openings. It was very good.
Yeah, they were both
Both of
good.
them both of them were excellent. I think I like the second one more. But yeah, uh,
It's a little bit
season's
more
only
low key actually, which is kind of
yeah
surprising considering this is like the war arc.
yeah. And it's only supposed to be 11 episodes.
Yeah.
11 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
a
So it's
full
yeah.
season?
Yep.
I think it literally like I think it's going to be just this arc, to be honest.
Kind of short.
Yeah.
I guess
The
that's
manga
kind
finished.
of. I don't know why, but I feel like the first season of an anime is like longer. Second, I guess that's fine. But I mean, it makes sense, but kind of short.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be wrapped up by the end of 11 because that'd be really, really annoying. Left us hanging.
No,
Yeah.
I think that this is basically going to be just like having read the arc, I think it will fit pretty nicely into these 11 episodes, but I don't think they'll be able to do much past
Oh,
that.
you know what happens, Kyle. You read?
Yes. Yes, I have.
How far have you read in?
I was caught up at one point, but a lot more chapters have come out since then, so
How
I'm
many
not caught up, but I'm
how many chapters are?
like let me check. Probably 100 something.
Oh wow. Okay. Uh,
Yeah. Let me look it up. There are Oh wow, yeah, there's 182 chapters out.
whoa.
Whoa! Holy moly!
And so let's see. This arc
Are they like One Piece
is
chapters or Attack on Titan chapters?
they're like One Piece chapters because they're
Okay.
like they run in Jump, so it's the same magazine as yeah. So the Stone Wars start at like chapter 61.
Okay.
So that gives you a sense of how much more is out. So
A
there's
decent
definitely a
amount.
lot. Yeah. And
I
I
should
don't
read
remember
that.
when I stopped. I'm definitely not caught up to 182. That's for sure.
I might read that actually. I
Yeah, it's dude, the art in the manga is so good. Like they do a pretty good job of capturing it for the anime, but there are definitely like certain moments that look so good in the manga because like yeah, just really good.
I do like the art in
Much
the
detail.
show, and I like kind of like the. I guess it's fourth wall breaking kind of where they have like Mecha Senku like come in
Yeah,
sometimes and
yeah.
like explain stuff. I think that's like a cute little detail. It's almost like you're watching like a science show that has like
Yeah.
a little buddy to like point stuff out to you. I think
That's definitely intentional. I like that angle for sure. It's fun. Gives a little character. I also really like the flow charts.
Yeah,
The
the
flow
yeah,
flowcharts
charts
are
are like
nice.
the best thing about this show.
yeah. The
And
diagrams are
like
nice.
like slowly seeing them like get closer and closer to the final like the end of the flow chart by like getting more and more stuff is really satisfying.
We haven't gotten a
Like
crazy. We did get one flowchart this season, but it wasn't very crazy. I'm excited for our first crazy flowchart of the season.
yeah, we got the ramen one was actually that the all of like the or the like the space food, which is basically just like the instant ramen, was all anime original stuff. So that was not
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
manga.
it was like I noticed on the flowchart, it wasn't like a bunch of arrows leading from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. It was like mostly like one-off things leading to the space ramen. It was like
Yeah,
one like complicated step, but yeah, I'm excited for whatever crazy next super contraption we get is.
for sure. There's definitely I think there's yeah, well, I don't want to spoil it.
Anything else?
I mean, what do you guys think is gonna happen next since you haven't read them? What's your
I definitely
prediction?
think we're gonna get more with. Well, they introduced the Archer guy last episode, and I think they sneak peeked him last season even.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think we're gonna get more info on him and probably some other Sukasa's main fucking his cronies.
I feel like they will definitely involve Tsusaka's nation by the end of the season, but I don't think that. I feel like he's been here from the start. Um, out there, and I don't know how close. I could definitely see them spending a lot longer. Him and whoever opposes, or Senku and whoever. you know, his idea. I think that we'll get some sort of resolution. Go away for a while, which I'm kind of excited to see because like I kind of want to see what Senku can do in terms of like just like what if he just like builds a society that'd be kind of wild. I can see there
Yeah,
being
it
a
would
time
be.
skip. I can see there being a time skip a little bit too, but I'm not sure. He just like saves everyone. I feel like that has to be the goal. It's gonna be
I mean, it is the
nuts.
goal. It's explicitly the goal of Senku to revive everyone.
I just don't
But
see him doing that anytime soon.
I think that
So
he recognizes that he can't just revive everyone. Like he kind of like there needs to be like there's inner like it's like a flow chart, you know? Like reviving everyone is at the end of the flow chart, but it's not like if you just like had a bunch of revival fluid, it would be a good idea to just revive everyone because
yeah,
like that would be horrible to just have like 7 billion people in like a world with no technology because like then all of those people would starve essentially. So yeah, there would need to be there's definitely intermediate steps to getting to that goal, which is like good in a like it's cool like it's just as satisfying in like a meta sense as it is in like the sense of let's get to the next convention. So yeah, it's good stuff.
yeah. You were revived by Tusaka, but like you knew about the Science Nation. What would you do? I'd probably just hang with Tusaka a bit, just because like sounds pretty cool. And then if like I get liberated by Senku, I'd be okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not gonna like make the treacherous journey all the way over to like I don't even how would I wouldn't even know how to get to the village, you know? Like I would just basically chill with Tsukasa and then if Senku came, I would just immediately defect.
That's why I think Senku's plan is like pretty good because he's basically giving an excuse to anybody that would want to defect to do it. And then, when
Mhm.
they go to the Science Nation, it's like, well, you're already here, so welcome.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and we have good food, so you're good. I mean, good food. They actually say that the ramen kinda tastes like shit compared to, like, real ramen, but at least it's, like, better than whatever they were eating before, which is probably just, like, literally just burnt meat, so oh, I guess they're a fishing village, right? So they just had fish, but still.
I mean, yeah, it's better than starving in the wilderness.
Yeah,
So definitely make.
exactly.
Did anything happen with like relations?
I feel like most of it was kinda, like, plot stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I captured the girl, and like that basically can like kind of mobilize in the wilderness without Susaka.
yeah, because she was, like, kind of, like, supposed to monitor them, and, now and she's really fast, so she probably could have gotten back to Tsukasa with info, but, yeah,
So is the next step Jen is just kind of gonna pull up and hey, check out this communications from coming.
I mean, that's the plan is
Yeah.
to basically convey that information through the telephone, yeah.
Mhm.
And then why does Taiju
Well,
talk to
I mean
Taiju?
I think well, to begin with, this plan was not concocted when Taiju was, like, sent with Tsukasa, um, but, I mean, it is helpful that they have a guy on the inside who can kind of, like, get he'll be able to get people to listen to the telephone without arousing too much suspicion, you know? Like, if literally just someone from the village showed up, they would be like, "What the fuck? Where'd you come from?" Like, they wouldn't trust them. But at least, like, the other people probably trust Taiju because he's been around for longer than they have. They
So
were all revived after he was.
Taiju, quote unquote, recognizes the world's strongest primate as his leader. He's like
I mean,
living in
he's
his nation.
undercover, like,
He's living
yeah.
in their nation or their
Yeah,
village.
he is, he
Okay,
is.
got. I'm kind
And
of.
then, I mean
I kind of
yeah.
want to see more what's going on in there There hasn't been a lot of screen time.
There
Yeah,
really hasn't been.
I
Yeah.
think we mentioned that when we first talked about Doctor Stone. Like that was one thing we wanted to see was more stuff within Tsukasa's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see these girls they're talking about. Like, how good is the standard of living? Like, are these people actually making like a solid choice? Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely missing out on a lot of nice amenities, that's for sure. Like light.
Also, I'm sure these girls that are just like meat to these beef boys probably don't want to be in that society.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like I like how Senku kind of just assumes that there are hot girls there. Like he doesn't know. He hasn't seen the village,
Well,
but
maybe
he
Gen
just like
told him something.
Okay,
Gen might have
well,
told
oh,
him.
that's true. Yeah, Gen might have told him. Yeah, that's actually.
Okay, well, if I had revival fluid and I was like, okay, I can either revive this really hot chick or this just like, I don't know, 45-year-old man, like, I'm gonna revive the hot chick.
And especially if you're Tsukasa and you have a vendetta against every adult.
Okay.
Especially if you're Tsukasa and you're the world's strongest high school primate,
Yeah.
which is still the best title of anybody in any anime.
Oh man.
All right, we're pulling up on 30 here. Was there anything else?
I think that's it for me. We don't have a lot
Yeah.
to talk about. It's only 2 episodes, so
Yeah, when we do
Yeah.
this more regularly, we should have, because we have four, then does that mean 3 episodes to talk about?
yeah.
3 or 4, I guess. Yeah.
Epic. See ya. Check us out on our YouTube channel, Anime Soirée.
Or Twitter. All right.
Anime
Or our
Soirée,
Twitch.
anywhere you can find it.
Ifferg.
Just type in anime soiree in whatever search bar that you have access to and find us there.
Eventually, its own channel on Twitch. Yeah.
Maybe one day Spotify.
Maybe very soon.
All right.
Goodbye.